Well, it was about a few days ago that I had a viewer actually reach out to me, and his question was very specific. It was very blunt. It was very straightforward. He knows what's going on. The market is changing. People are dumping money into collectibles. He wants to know what the angle is these days. It's not like that you could go and find coins and then make a ton of money off of them unless it's some very specific key date, or maybe it's one of those dreamboat type varieties we hear about, a 55 double die that came out of a bankroll, or a 1969 double die obverse. These are all dream coins. By the way, that's the last coin. I'm going to talk to you guys about that here later on in the video. Hopefully we can keep it around 10 minutes. But I told him, and I said, I'm afraid to say it because I'm a purist at heart. I like coins for what they are, sitting outside of, when you have the ability to hold them within these fingertips and just examine them. That's the real deal. But this day and age, there's a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of the hot market, trying to find the easy money that's available out there through the secondary market. And boy, is it white hot right now in all different types of collectibles. And real simple, I said, you're not going to like hearing this, but people want graded and authenticated items. And they are paying way more money for these items than they ever possibly could, as if more so than if it was out of the holder. It's kind of crazy. And the conversation kind of ended there, but it got me to thinking, yeah, the collectibles market has been turned upside down on its head. And a lot of people, they want this reassurance, this kind of like, security blanket. They want to know that the item that they're getting is authentic. Number one, I think that's probably the least important thing out of all of it. I mean, it's important. You don't want to own a counterfeit or something that's been messed around with. But to have the highest possible grade of something means a whole lot more in an investment than it is raw. So I think we could look at every single imaginable collectible in today's market, and there is, in some way or some fashion, grading and authentication tied to it. And it all comes around full circle to a couple of select companies: BGS, PSA DNA, PCGS, NGC. Guess what? All these companies are the same. They're like two companies. CGC for comic books. Hell, I have a couple of examples here of comic books. So take a look at these three books, okay? These are brand new within the last like 30 days. You got Venom 26 right over here. Or that's not it. That's not Venom 26. These two are Venom 26. So we have two different covers. One is a regular cover. Okay, apparently there's like some sort of first appearance in this one. And it's, I don't know. Someone told me to get it, so I got one. Well, guess what? I also found another one with a variant cover too. So people are chasing these books the same way that, as a coin collector, you or I are going to the bank. We're buying rolls. We're trying to obtain, a rare variety or error out of these rolls. So that way we can either add it to our collection, which, by the way, that percentage is shrinking. That the amount of people that are trying to go through their coins to look for something that they can add to their collection, that is shrinking because people want to, again, take advantage of market and monetize off of it. So these books right here have a price on the bottom left hand corner right here of $3.99. But you want to know what people are doing? They're taking brand new books off the shelf, off the newsstand, that are barely 30 days old, that originally cost $4 plus tax. And they're going out and getting them authenticated, like this one here. Now, this is, sorry about the glare. This is an older book, of course. This is X-Men number 137. If you guys are familiar with X-Men lore, Phoenix dies in this one. It's kind of an important book. But it's graded by CGC Comics as an 8.5. Who owns CGC? Is it PCGS or Collectors Universe or whatever? I don't know, but it's all in the same company. You have two of the same companies that are doing grading for coins. They're crossed over with collectible cards and comics. But they're taking that $4 brand new book that just came out probably 30 days ago or maybe 2 weeks ago. They're sending them out. They're sending like 100 of them out to a company like CGC. They're coming back and they're taking those same books after they've paid their $10, $15 for submission fees for each book, and they're turning around and selling it for between $100 and $125 a book, effectively making about 5 times profit by the time you factor in the actual fees and shipping. It's insane, okay? And they're also doing the same with variants. So this is an issue of Strange Academy #1, which is like one of like the hottest comic books out right now. Now I have this one where you don't see a title or anything like that. Okay, they actually call this a Virgin Variant trade dress, which means it's not going to have any lettering. It's not going to have a barcode. It's not going to have the issue number. It's not going to have anything. This is considered a variant. So if you or I were going to the bank to get quarters to look for West Point quarters, that would be the same or comparable to, the comic book fanboys going to the comic book shop and trying to obtain one of these, which may fall 1 in 25 books in the full case. So they're trying to find these specific variants like this. They're sending them off to the graders. They're coming back and they're selling them for $200 a pop, or maybe even more at the highest grade level. Okay, for comic book grading, a 9.8 is what's considered to be a gem book. Okay, but 10 is the perfect score for a comic book. So if one of these books comes back as a 9.8, that could be considered like top echelon of comic, and they would go and sell that for a boatload of money. But just look on the secondary market, look on eBay, and you'll see what I'm trying to express. Okay, now this is comic books. I have another one right here. By the way, an 8.0 in a newer book doesn't fly. This is an older issue 140 X-Men. All right, so what else is similar? Magic the Gathering graded by PSA as a Gem Mint 10. All right, so this is an older set. It's Lu Meng Wu General from a set called Portal 3 Kingdoms, which has a pretty low, I guess, production. It's not rare, but you don't see them in like nice shape anymore. That's a $15 card. In this holder, it's worth about $125 as a PSA 10. So just the value goes bonkers, even at a PSA 9 or PSA 10, because there's not a lot of them. So people are buying them up on the secondary market in really nice shape, near mint condition. They're sending them off to a grading service, and they're getting them back encapsulated like this. Probably one of the most egregious markets out there currently that is just way, way, way insane is sports cards. There's a number of sports cards channels currently, whether they're breaking boxes or they're talking about investment. A 2011-12 SP Authentic, that's Upper Deck, I believe, that grades Beckett BGS 8.5. It's not a gem grade. Usually that's reserved for like a 9.5 or a 10, which is pristine. That is like a $10 card. In this holder is about $100. 10 times your money. So if you bought this card at $10 and you turn around and send it to a grader, you paid them $10 for them to grade it, you're going to make 5 times your money, maybe even 6 times. But see, brand new, this is a brand new 2019-20 basketball card. It's got Steph Curry on the front. All right, the grade's not great, but people are sending in brand new cards like this. I have a whole grip of graded cards, you know, even old stuff. Look at this. First, this is a rookie, says Sammy Sosa. Believe it or not, still has value, even though it was made during kind of like the overproduction period of baseball cards. But I got a whole bunch of them. All right, and I'm gonna get more because I've sent out some cards for grading. But coins. I don't know if you guys saw my thumbnail that I had on the video, but that Morgan dollar, the 1898 Morgan dollar that probably you paid $30 for, you can turn around and grade it. It comes back in mint state 65. Guess what? That's a coin that you've made 5 times your money on. And then your submission fee is like 15, 20 bucks. So you made a pretty good amount of money. But that's what it's come to, ladies and gentlemen. Coins among coins among coins, all right, that you send out. People are doing it more and more often because they know this is the hot button to a lot of investors. They're trying to untap all of the big money that the investors have because they know they're looking for that safe asset. Okay, and that's why silver and gold's so high right now, is that the economy is upside down on its head, unemployment's up. I mean, again, you've heard me talk about this before. So they're looking for safe investments to pour their money into, to kind of like settle the money into until it's time to do some investing again, you know, in like stocks, bonds, and other commodities. But the reason why I brought up the 1969S double die Lincoln cent at the beginning of the video is that is a coin that's sold on Great Collections over the weekend for over $16,000. That is effectively one of the big chase varieties that you could find in change today. The coin in question grades out an AU53. I encourage you guys to check out my pocket change report from the weekend, or my Monday market report rather, and just see it. It's a coin that came right out of circulation, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the coin itself, if you were going to sell it as is, you'll be lucky to get $4,000 to $5,000 for it. Those are the type of coins that investors and collectors, they want to see them encapsulated to ensure the authenticity of the coin. This is where the authenticity matters, is when you have something that is relevant for that series, it almost assuredly needs to be graded to put people's mind at ease. Again, that's that security blanket that people love. But I also alluded to the fact that authentication plays a smaller role in why people pay more money for graded items. All this stuff is encapsulated and entombed in plastic. All right. I will say this though, they're kind of easy to store in spite of the fact that they are considerably larger in shape than your traditional card or your coin. I mean, look how small the coin is in relation to the actual size of the holder. But still, the way they stack, you could stack a whole bunch of them, and you could jiggle them and move them, and they won't go anywhere because they seat inside of this groove that you have on the outside. Now, the storage part is like, I just threw that in there. I probably didn't need to, but when people are trying to make the argument that it's not worth grading, you also have to look objectively at the market. The market commands graded material. Unfortunately, I never thought in my wildest dreams that a collectibles market is going to be driven more on the basis of a third-party authentication. This is someone else's say-so that's going to make you more money. The real question is, what's worth sending in and what's not? Okay, that's always going to be a question that's going to be on top of everybody's mind. It's not like you can just go and throw everything up against the wall and seeing what sticks. It doesn't work out that way. Which is why I have a whole grip of coins that are pre-1925 that I'm going to send off to PCGS here in about maybe a month or so. I'm putting together a submission to be able to do that. But the big reason is not because I want to sell the coins. No, no, no. A lot of these coins I've had since I was a kid, but more so for preservation. And if something were to happen to me, okay, keep this in mind, especially for those of you out there that are married with kids and you just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. When you have them encapsulated, they're easier to liquidate as opposed to if they were raw. There you go. That's a raw card there. A Trey Young second year card. Yeah, it's going to be easier for your spouse or loved one to be able to take it off somewhere to a local shop or to send it off to a consignment. It's just going to be easier to liquidate. Okay, it's one less thing that you have to do. And I guess if I were trying to justify grading and authentication, it's that. Is that you want to have the peace of mind knowing that your loved one is going to be covered by all of these assets, because when they open the closets or they fish through your safe deposit box for all these items, they're just going to be dumbstruck by the mere fact that they have to do something with that stuff one day. Who do you take it to? Who do you trust? But yeah, that's kind of like, that's how I see grading. You have to spend money to make money if you're in it for the business. It is a security blanket for investors and collectors. It's always going to be a security blanket. It couldn't be any more important today. And it's going to be even more equally important 10 years from now when this is full-blown, like really progressive style of collecting. Once you know it, there's probably going to be some company that will authenticate your grandma's candy dishes. It's only going to be a matter of time before something ridiculous like that happens. But again, it's what people want. This is the new kind of like fresh face of collectability, which is why it's making the values of a lot of these coins, cards, comics, and video games and other items shooting up through the stratosphere, is because of the security blanket, the encapsulated plastic that these things are in, because that's what people want. Anyways, enough of a rant. I wanted to talk about that today. Yeah, this is the new reality, folks. If you got a collection that you're holding on to and you have certain select coins that you want to get graded, it might be a good time to do it. We are heading into the holidays here real soon. It's September already. We're a few stone throws away from fall. This is generally the busiest time of the year, and not only coins and currency, but everything collectibles. The money is just flying all over the place. And even with this whole virus thing looming very high on our heads, people are still doing it. It's their escape. And if they have the money, they're going to spend it. Just something to think and consider. But anyways, before I go ahead and jump off, I want to let you guys know I still have that giveaway video for the 150,000 subscribers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all your views and support. Outstanding. Wonderful. I love it. I love the close community that we have with everybody. Thank you again for all of the sterling comments. Even though I don't respond to every single one of them, I do read a lot of them, if not all of them. But we still have that one available. It's a giveaway that's going to be happening Monday. It's going to be Labor Day weekend this weekend, 3-day weekend. Happy 3-day weekend to everyone, by the way. But go ahead and check it out. Go into my video feed and look at the most recent video uploads. It's going to be about 10 videos down. You'll see it, 150,000 subscriber giveaway on one of the titles. But it's going to be my way of giving back. We have a few cool prizes, a few of them donated by friends of the channel, along with one giveaway item by me, one that's been in my collection for a little while. And yeah, this is fantastic. Thank you guys again for everything that you do. and enjoy the hobby. Whichever hobby you're into, this is, of course, a coin channel, but I also have the other YouTube channel, Blue Ridge Collectibles, that talks about all my other eclectic, things I like to enjoy. Whatever happens, we're all collecting together, and it's a fun experience. So you guys take advantage of it. Be well, be safe and sound, and I'll see you on the next coin video. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.